Welcome to DKPI Analytics, your governed platform designed to help you know every subscriber and protect every dollar of revenue. Simply enter your credentials and sign in to unlock real-time subscriber lifecycles, adoption funnels, and data quality insights. This is Essential Metrics, User Metrics. One screen, the whole subscriber picture, who they are, how many, and how the mix is moving. Everything answers to three controls at the top: market, application, time window. Set them once and every chart below follows. Total consumers, active, new, returning, and total transactions, each with a 30-day sparkline underneath, so you get the level and the trend in one glance. Every metric carries its definition with it. No arguing in the review meeting about what active means, the calculation is on the card. Breaking the base down by user type, consumers represent the overwhelming majority of our ecosystem. However, merchants, agents, and billers collectively form a substantial partner network. These distinct user groups operate across separate touchpoints, each displaying very different transactional behaviors and engagement patterns. Same volume, different lens. Switch to OS or to channel, and it recuts instantly. No new report, no ticket to the data team. Looking at the same population over time, active users hold steady while new signups show sharp, recurring spikes. At the very same moments, returning user activity drops significantly. That pairing is the real signal: acquisition pushes that fail to bring users back into the core loop. The platform calls the answer out for you. Recharge is the workhorse. Voucher purchase is effectively unused. Best and worst feature, surfaced without anyone writing a query. Pick any feature and you get its daily volume alongside the channel split, how much of it lands on app versus every other route. User metrics told you who your subscribers are. Usage metrics tells you what they actually do. Across the top, total customers, then active, new, and returning, and total transactions. That row stays pinned on every screen, so you never lose the denominator while you drill. Usage by profile type. Medium KYC subscribers generate the overwhelming majority of actions, many times every other profile combined. Enhanced KYC, Tier 1 and Tier 2 agents, silver merchants, all of them are rounding errors against that one segment. Same volume, different lens, by OS, or by channel, on click. No new report, no ticket to the data team. Usage over time. Active sits flat while new users spike twice, and returning users drop in the same windows. Activity that arrives and leaves. Where people actually go. Buying airtime dominates visits, followed by data bundles. Flip to least and you get the other end of the list, the screens nobody reaches. Both halves are useful, one tells you what to optimize, the other what to fix or retire. And what they complete. Adding a beneficiary leads, with biometrics enrollment just behind. Then switch to interrupted, the same journeys, but the ones people started and abandoned. That comparison is your drop-off list, ranked, without building anything. The platform names the extremes for you. Bill payment is the most used feature, while biometrics is at the very bottom. Pick any feature from the drop-down and you get its daily usage alongside the channel split. Performance metrics dashboard within the DKPI Analytics platform. Currently, we have our filters set to the USA region over the past month. We recorded a substantial base of total consumers, with a solid portion of active users. Interestingly, a large majority are new consumers, while returning consumers represent a small fraction. Across the platform, transaction volume remains robust in total transactions. Moving down to stability, the crashes distribution section breaks down where failures occur. By OS, the crash volume is split almost evenly between Android and iOS, representing a significant volume of reports for each. By device, iOS devices account for the highest volume, led by recent iPhone models each recording heavy crash counts, compared to Android devices averaging a much lower volume. By process state, crashes are divided evenly between background and foreground execution. Finally, the crashes versus ANR timeline tracks day-to-day stability trends. While ANR, application not responding, rates remain virtually flat throughout the month, crashes show cyclical peaks fluctuating significantly day over day. Purchase Metrics module within the DKPI Analytics dashboard. Today, we're examining financial transaction flows and volume for the USA region over the last 30 days. Starting with our primary revenue drivers in the purchase value summary. Total purchase volume reached a massive milestone. The vast majority is driven by mobile recharges, leading the share. Bank transfers contributed a strong portion, followed by bill payments. Looking at the daily purchase breakup, daily transaction volume consistently maintains a strong average, with a notable mid-period spike primarily driven by recharge activity. To the right, the purchase detail table allows us to drill down into specific bundle types, transaction counts, and purchased values. Payments are almost equally split between electricity postpaid and electricity prepaid in both volume and transaction counts. The timeline reflects a corresponding spike in postpaid bill payments during month-end billing cycles. We're exploring the task success and happiness dashboard within the DKPI Analytics platform, filtered for the USA region over the last 30 days. Transaction response time. The average response time remains moderate, with a fair aptX score, ranging from a brief minimum to a noticeably higher peak maximum. Success rate. Out of total back-end transactions, our successful transaction rate currently captures a modest fraction. The average time taken to purchase remains remarkably steady across the entire month. In the decrease in error rate chart, we see a steady overall rate reflecting a modest improvement, despite a single sharp mid-month anomaly. Under consumers completing goal on the first attempt, recharge leads significantly with a majority of first-time completions, followed by bank transfers and bill payments. We have gathered a substantial volume of total reviews with a moderate average rating. Overall platform reach remains massive with extensive total downloads and strong share counts logged during this period. Engagement metrics walkthrough within DKPI Analytics. Today, we're evaluating user retention, activity cycles, and feature adoption across the USA market over the last 30 days. Starting with overall traffic, we recorded a robust volume of total platform visits, reflecting steady upward growth. Note that returning visit tracking is currently not captured in this source data. Moving to our daily traffic trends, platform activity maintains a consistent baseline day over day. We observe a noticeable mid-period peak towards the end of July, alongside brief reporting anomalies that quickly normalized back to expected traffic levels. Looking at the day-wise transaction breakup, our daily success-to-failure distribution remains remarkably stable throughout the month, showing consistent conversion patterns during active tracking days. We are reviewing the adoption dashboard within the DKPI Analytics platform, filtered for the USA region over the last 30 days. Total downloads reached a massive milestone, maintaining consistent daily install volume. Total revenue surged significantly, marking substantial growth compared to the previous month. Session conversion rates currently show no tracked events, indicating an area for data pipeline configuration. Medium KYC subscribers dominate new acquisitions, leading overall signups. Enhanced KYC subscribers follow as the next largest share. Agent accounts account for a strong combined volume of signups across Tier 1 and Tier 2. Merchant onboarding contributes steady additions across MomoPay Silver, Gold, and Bronze tiers. The daily timeline shows returning transactions maintaining a steady baseline, with a noticeable end-of-month peak, alongside expected tracking normalization dips during mid-period reporting dates. Consumers form our largest active user base by a wide margin. Merchants follow as the second largest segment of active users. Agents represent a solid active user group, with billers accounting for the remaining active profiles. Retention dashboard within the DKPI Analytics platform, filtered for the USA region over the last 30 days. We recorded a strong total volume of active consumers during this period. The vast majority are newly acquired new consumers. Returning consumers represent a smaller cohort, highlighting that our active base is currently heavily driven by new user acquisition. Active users maintain a steady baseline throughout the daily tracking period. New consumers show a consistent daily average, punctuated by notable mid-period spikes. Returning consumers mirror these fluctuations inversely, maintaining a stable volume during normal periods. Our churn rate sits at a high level, worsening substantially compared to the previous month. On the right, the retention rate chart shows daily retention consistently holding steady, with a notable peak toward the end of the month. We are exploring the Insights dashboard within the DKPI analytics platform, set for the USA region over the last 30 days. The sentiment index sits at a balanced neutral baseline. User feedback is evenly distributed across positive, neutral, and negative reactions. The word cloud highlights key discussion topics around update stability, responsiveness, design, and performance. The daily timeline shows consistent engagement volume with an even sentiment mix across all tracking dates. Drilling into the bank to wallet conversion funnel, tracking how users move across stages from entry to final goal completion. Active user engagement peaks early during initial steps, while the primary conversion surge concentrates heavily in mid-stage interactions. Conversion builds progressively through each stage, delivering a solid final conversion baseline while clearly isolating where inactive users drop out for targeted optimization. Customer segmentation clusters accounts by transaction behavior, separating single low-value purchases from high-value contributor tiers. On the right, top contributing accounts are isolated by revenue, allowing account teams to instantly identify high-impact customer relationships. Below, predictive modeling tracks transaction stability against platform load, forecasting potential failure trends before they impact users. Finally, the customer journey maps user progression from initial session entry straight through to final success or abandonment. Everything on the page is driven by 4 controls: country, data source, date range, here, the last 30 days, and file type. File type lets you isolate a single feed, or leave it open to see every source together. The 4 cards at the top summarize the whole period: total records ingested, how many processed cleanly, how many were rejected, and the count of distinct invalid field types behind those rejections. Day by day, the red band barely moves. Consistent rejection like this is systemic, a rule or a source field, not a bad batch. Volume tells the other half. A dip in late July, a sharp spike just after, then a steady plateau through August. When volume moves but the rejection rate doesn't, the problem is in the content, not the pipe. 3 causes explain everything. Empty subcategory accounts for nearly half. Empty category and empty subscriber profile split the rest. One field is the highest value fix. The detail table names the rule that fired: bundle price non-monetary, status contradiction, time inversion, malformed MSISDN, each traceable to a transformation step. Same controls as the rest of the platform: country, data source, and date range scope everything below. 2 modes. Campaign overview is the reporting side, what's already been sent. New messaging is where a campaign gets built. The cards summarize the campaign mix for the period, the total, then a breakdown by delivery type: immediate sends, scheduled, recurring, and custom. The campaign report below mirrors those same categories as filters. Click any one to narrow the table to just that delivery type. Every row carries the campaign name, who created it, its start and end timestamps, and the outcome. Status is color-coded, completed runs in green, failures in red. A failed campaign is visible at a glance without opening anything. And clicking any row opens the triggered user's report, the audience that campaign actually reached. Now, let's move to the AI agent. Instead of navigating through dashboards, users can simply ask questions in natural language. For example, let's ask, show the top error types by rejected record count. The AI agent reads the live data behind the dashboard, identifies the rules driving the highest rejections, explains what is causing them, and recommends where to fix them first. The same works across every module: adoption, transactions, performance, and data quality, so you can follow up in plain language, narrow the question, or ask why, without opening a single chart. That completes the DKPI analytics walkthrough: subscriber behavior, platform performance, campaign delivery, and data quality, all under one set of filters. Thanks for watching.